Hello everybody, hi, welcome and thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a collective and timeless reading. So whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time. Just keep in mind it's a general reading, so see which signs, symbols, and messages resonate for you in your particular situation. Help to bring a little bit of clarity to whatever you're wondering, concerned, and confused about. This could broaden your perspective, show you something with fresh eyes in a different light. It could also narrow your focus, show you something that could be in between the lines, maybe in the dark, maybe right there, all along. But in the end, always trust yourself. Trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin with a deck of cards I've never used. This is called the Mystic Red Rose Oracle, clarity for the collective. Let's do relationships today. This could be a love relationship, or it could be a relationship with somebody you're thinking about, a friendship, maybe somebody that's thinking about you. Let's see how it flows. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. Clarity for the collective, please, on relationships. Romance, friendships, situationships. One card, please. The Dragonfly. All right, so the advice coming through first is to be lighthearted, be flexible, adapt. It's finding something out. So maybe something is coming to light. You're going to recognize the reality in a situation, why something happened in the dark, that thing that you weren't understanding or understanding before, and it's change. It's things coming to the light and healing. Being able, I mean, look at how the dragonfly flies. They can go all kinds of different ways. So you need to be flexible in this situation. Maybe you were very rigid. You thought something had to be a certain way, you know, A, B, C, D. This is the goal. These are the steps. And maybe it's that you have to go backwards. Maybe it's that you have to go around a situation or adapt with the winds of change. You have the capacity to fly any direction you need. But this means a little sunshine is coming out. Something is going to become clear. So let's see what this is about. Let's go to a different deck of cards. This is the Angel Numbers Oracle cards. I like that they have the numbers, but also a message. So let's get some clarity on the Dragonfly. I feel like something's going to make you feel more free. I don't think that this is information that's going to come in that surprises you that much. I feel like you're already feeling something out. You already had a good sense of what was going on, but maybe you just needed a little communication. Maybe you were over-analyzing something and you finally have like recognition on how to heal a situation, problem, and or relationship. And that realization is kind of letting go of something that was blocking you, getting you stuck. Maybe it's an actual block that was in your way that's being removed. One card. Clarity for Dragonfly, please. One angel number. Some numerology, angelic direction, and focus, please, and thank you. 222, which is alignment. This is cool because it's alignment, but it's connection. So it could be a friendship, a family member, a lover, somebody from your past, somebody new, but this is really nice. This is like balance all over in multi areas of your life. It's connections and friendships, romantic relationships and family ties, balance all over, life choices, compromise, commitment, and trust. How do you move forward to your life's true calling? Do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interest. If it's piqued by something, following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. So maybe some of you are thinking about what you want to be when you grow up. Maybe you already know. Maybe that's going to come through later, or that's coming through right now, but you're questioning something big. How your life purpose involves all your relationships. So the simple message is start by following your joy, following your passions, the things that you're into, the things that get your fire burning, keep you ticking, that make interesting conversation, and start there. The things that you like and love to do so much, you want to stay committed to something. It could also be commitment to a particular person or situation. Do you have enthusiasm in that situation? Does it make you excited? Like you're really excited to get up every day to spend time with this person or be around this group or do this thing for yourself? Do you feel that excitement? And if you don't, there needs to be a realignment and adjustment and add more moments with those things that bring you that just lighthearted joy. Let's go to, let's see, what did I bring? Oh, I guess we could do the Confessions of a Soulmate. I have it right here. I was not planning on using this deck, but let's get a confession. Also, soulmates can come in many, many forms in our lives. They usually come into our life to help us grow spiritually in some way. Sometimes soulmates come in for a moment. Sometimes it's a long time. Sometimes they are there for evs. Let's get one Confession of a Soulmate card. Clarity on alignment, finding something out, feeling lighthearted, healing a situation, trust, balance. Oh yeah, you got the spark. That's it. You know, what sparks that little vibrational urge, passion in you? What lights your fire? You know, that could be a person, that could be a passion, that could be an interest. It could be like knowledge on something. It could be going somewhere. Let's see what the card actually says though, but it has like a little, it's like a little lighter. I notice her watch. Maybe a watch is important. Oh, it's not a lighter, it's a fancy ass candle. Something was in the dark, but you're getting guidance. You're getting warmth towards a certain way. We have the spark. This is actually a message now from the soulmate thing. So multi-messages coming through, but either you're thinking this or somebody else's. We have the spark between us, which is undeniable and visible to everyone around us. You are the miracle that dropped into my life and lit me from within. Look up at the stars tonight and know that I am under the same sky thinking about you. We are destined to be together for many lifetimes. This is that kind of spark. you probably already have been together for many lifetimes. We don't need to rush this love. Our love is eternal. Wow, I just had like 2 really, really different songs come through when I read that. The first one was the Somewhere Out There, like from the American Tail. It's like a old cartoon with little mice. Like somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight. That one. Like they're both looking at the stars, thinking about each other, wanting to be back with each other. Huh, that's a pretty song. I think maybe it was a pop song too. I feel like that could have been on the radio. And then the other song was ERYKAH BADU, Next Lifetime. So maybe it's going to work out in this lifetime. Maybe situations are, you know, around where it is not, but you still recognize there's something really different about this relationship. You both feel it. You both have that same spark. And whoever this person is, when you're actually in the same room, even if you try to pretend that there's nothing going on, everybody feels it. Your energy together creates this like force field of energy that others just feel. Maybe it's this vibrance within each of you. It just makes both of you extra shiny. But together it's like you're shiny in these big spiritual colors that no one's ever even seen before. So somebody is believing that you're their destiny. They're wondering if you're thinking the same thing. Maybe you've talked about it, maybe you haven't. But if somebody thinks you're a miracle, an undeniable, I mean, I think this is literally a relationship sent by heaven. Dropped into the world out of nowhere. Maybe that created big change within and or around this particular person, but probably within and around you too. All right, well, I have the whispers of love. Let's get a message from this one. Clarity for the collective on spark. I feel like it's not that you or this other person hasn't had their, like, you know, felt a little passion in their life or felt a spark. I feel like that's natural and normal. I just really feel like whatever the spark is, it's not just a chemistry thing. It's not just an interest thing. It's like a spiritual spark. I feel like it's just a different energy. It's a different color. It's a different vibration than any other spark that either of you have ever felt. So maybe it's a very unusual relationship. And then this is like a friendship. We're going to the friendship zone on this. You guys have like a really special friendship. Like, you're probably pretty awesome on your own, but when you and somebody else get together and like go out to a restaurant, go to a party, hang out together, I'm getting like laughter and conversation, and like people can just notice how much fun you're having with this person, how in tune you are to each other. Maybe you're thinking about a very special friendship. Maybe this spark is both a spiritual, romantic, awesome relationship and deep friendship. If somebody believes, if you both believe it's been lifetimes, that's probably what it is. It's probably not one single note. It's multi-dimensional. It's multifaceted. Recognition of souls. One card, clarity for the collective, please and thank you. Focus on love. Yeah, it is something like magical and special. This girl is like almost like Mother Nature. She's one with the tree. The tree is like her hair, and she's got these deep roots in earth, and she's just like hanging out with a dragon. Hanging out. They're having a conversation. So that is a fiery energy with the dragon. It's also that they protect something that is true treasure. It's true value. It's like true worthiness. But it says to focus on love. It's number 24. That brings you to a 6. 6 is love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. So it's not just this person you're focused on, or possibly will focus on in the future, or were in the past. It's everybody you get to be around, that you get to create a little magical sparkle with. Focus on seeing somebody through their eyes. I mean, we can't ever experience somebody else's situation, how they feel emotionally, what they actually went through. But you can try to connect through love. Try to recognize that everyone's human. I mean, we're all divine spiritual beings, but we're all here in, like, you know, school land of earth, going through a lot of things, all having our own little memoirs being written, our own little journeys. So see the human in somebody. But I feel like this connection here is magical. Also, maybe the dragon, maybe the year of the dragon is particularly important. Maybe somebody has that Chinese zodiac. Look at how gentle they look together. And yet there's all this like fiery energy around here, and earthy energy here that's grounding, and emotional bridge in between. Let's move along. Let's get another one. Let's see. This is the Twin Flame Oracle. Clarity on 222, the Dragonfly, Spark, and focusing on love in all of your relationships. Don't be overly focused on just one. Try to have a balanced energy. Also balance some of that energy back to you. One card, please. Clarity on where to focus, what this spark is about, what change is coming that creates a lightening of energy and a healing energy. Oh yeah, we got the 5th dimension popping out. So that's that spiritual thing I was talking about. It's not just surface level. It's not just of this earth. It doesn't feel like a regular relationship. Whatever this is you're thinking about, or possibly will be in the future, is very, very special. It's lifetimes. It's through dimensions. If it's the 5th dimension, it's you connecting. It's almost like you have telepathic communication. Like you dream about this person. You can just feel them. You've always known them. There's something so familiar about someone. Like you connect on levels that are not just normal. So you probably have really weird things that happened to you regarding this relationship. Like, you know, you think about them, they call. You go to a place, they happen to be in the store. There's probably bigger changes happening in your lives than maybe each of you even realize. If it's like an evolution of soul and energy, elevation. What does it say? It's in blue. Intuitive communication. You are connected at the soul level. So when relationships like this come through, it's really hard to explain. Sometimes really hard to explain to anybody else. Not everybody has this deep of a relationship as a blessing or miracle in their life. So maybe some people don't understand it. Maybe you don't even talk about it because you don't even know how to explain it. It can be a really unusual situation. But all that out there kind of doesn't really matter where there's that kind of connection between souls. It looks like whatever needs to happen and evolve and change, whether it's just separate change in your own world because of this connection, or change that happens to bring your worlds colliding together, there's still an elevation, an understanding, a soul commitment to one another. And it really just comes back to, well, each of these individually, yes, having free will. But I feel like possibly the love is so beautiful, they just want each other to be loved. They recognize each other. So every situation could be a little bit different. I feel like the desire for these two people to be together is there. It's not just a normal, I wish upon a star. That person's really cool. What would this be like? It's like, oh, deep. It's deeper. So let's get a random card. I have this one. It's not deep, sexy, romantic messages, but it's called Luck Information. It's just a weird deck and I like it. So let's get, let's see what comes through. Message and clarity on this 5th dimensional relationship. I feel like when I see that, you're out there and like your souls are like making plans on things that you're going to do in this and or other lifetimes together. But maybe where the work needs to be put in is to get like down and dirty in actual reality 3D land and start to build something of substance. So it's not just, seems like it's all like in you and in like the ether, in the mind and the body and the soul, but not in the earth. So maybe that's what's going to be worked on. Maybe that's the next step. Or for some of you, maybe you have that. The 3D part is there. And it's just elevating to something more spiritual. I guess it could go both ways. And if the relationship is starting to be more spiritual, deep in a different way, then you are going to have adjustments in your reality land world, because how you see the world, your perception upon it, your filters are changing, which is really good because that means you're elevating. You're starting to live all around in a loving energy. Let's get one card, clarity for the collective, please. 5th dimension, focusing on love, being lighthearted, alignment. Persist in. Yeah. It says specifically cycling around the mountains. So you're cycling. You have a mode of transportation that both involves your physical energy, but gets you there a little bit easier, a little bit faster than a little like, you know, wandering through the park. Like I'm like moseying along. You found something that's actually going to get you there using your energy, but a little bit smoother of a ride because you're not hitting those mountains. You're not hitting those obstacles. You have found the way around. It doesn't mean it's the shortest way. Maybe going over that obstacle is way shorter. So maybe you're taking, you know, the long way around something, but it's going to be more scenic, easy flowing, beautiful. And it says to persist in. The in makes me think of really being in the relationship. Time, energy, effort. Look at these two. I mean, that doesn't look easy. Oh, I guess they're not technically moving. They're stopping for a little kiss-a-roo, a little whisper in the ear. But like, she looks really comfortable on that. So maybe one person has to put in a little more effort. One person is like kind of enjoying the ride. But I feel like ultimately both of these people want to put in effort. They both want to go on this journey together. Maybe it's taking a moment to pause, smelling the roses. Sometimes it's not push, 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 get things done all the time. It's that moment that you smell the roses where you kind of, you know, get off the path a little bit and have some fun in the grass over there. That's even more enjoyable than getting around the mountain. What's that song? Oh, I just heard a weirdest song. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. What's that like? That's like a weird song. I don't even know where that came from. Is that like a folk song, like a child song? So this is the Gregory Scott Tarot. Let's get one card to clarify. Sometimes the weirdest music comes through for you guys. Maybe look up the lyrics. I can't even think of it. Maybe there's something in there. Maybe it's just like being goofy, you know? Kind of, I don't know, like going with the random things that happen. Persist in. One card, clarity for the collective, please and thank you. Let's get the foundational energy going on right now. The foundational energy is you both are willing to put in some work in your real live situations to make it work. Or you're both putting in a lot of work separately to like build some substantial foundational energy so that this magical relationship can be real and manifest in your real world. So it's possible you're both like working on your own thing, maybe thinking about working together, but it's the Three of Pentacles is working really hard. Usually it's working with others, recognizing others' specific interests, talents, skills, and like having everybody play a part so something big can be built. But here it just has one person. Cool, because she's like a metalsmith or an iron worker, but it's a feminine energy. She is strong as hell. Look at the fire behind. That's cool. So maybe you do. I mean, she has the anvil under here. Look at her muscles. So maybe you work with metals. Or you're really putting some energy into something. You're getting better at something. You're good with dealing with the heat. You're able to, like when I think of metal, it takes somebody special that can manipulate metal with a lot of heat to make it maneuver. But then think of how metal, well, I mean, I work with metal, but how metal melts and what it looks like, and then how it can like harden into a structure. But there's that moment where it's like molten. I just see that as the forming energy, like when something has to have a little bit of heat on a situation so it can move and adjust and form. But then once it hardens, it's like really strong energy. So this could be who you're thinking about. They're working really hard. This could be you. This could be both parties willing to work together, whether independently and supporting each other on their individual dreams, or actually ending up coming together and working in a pretty magical way. Because if you have all of this elevation in your spirit, your ideas will probably bring not only abundance in your worlds, but probably something pretty special that could actually be either life-changing or change the world. Like pretty big. Clarity on the Three of Pentacles, please. More clarity on what this working is about. Wow. You have the Sun. Somebody's willing to put in the work because around you, or just because they know you, they are figuring out who their true self, their true purpose, their true soul is. You've found that secret that creates that ultimate joy. Like you're just a child. It's innocence, it's clarity, it's laughing, it's fun, it's energy, it's the sun. So it is a masculine energy. It is putting energy into something. This little girl is in this cute little dress with her arms out like she's running to somebody else that you can't see. Just wanting to like pick her up and swing her around in this beautiful field of sunflowers, which are all looking at the sun. The sun comes through and just, it's like bringing you back to this dragonfly. It's feeling alive. It's feeling like you're thriving, like you're living. It's an opportunity you can't miss. It's something that I don't think it's going to like fall through your fingers. I think the sun is always going to be there. It's always going to come back and shine, even when it goes away at night or it's rainy and it's cloudy and it's covered. It's still putting its magnetic, like powerful energy into a situation, maybe into your soul. Maybe this is just not a situation that will ever be forgotten about. It's always going to be there, maybe in your hearts, in your soul, in your thoughts. This is a really nice card. What's at the bottom? At the bottom, you have Temperance. So that's the balance card. This is working through. Look, it has this girl here, but it's almost like she's thinking about the different stages of her life, or dreaming about future stages, thinking about the past, and how through life we have, you know, we're teenagers and what we want is one thing, and then maybe we become parents, or we have a nurturing energy, we get more responsibilities. Then we have a time when we're older, maybe there's a whole like new chapter that comes through before you're like way older and really thinking about the rest of your life that you had, and the wisdom that you had, and those moments that you had, and what maybe you did or didn't do. Temperance is like when the angel comes through. Usually there's a big angel in this card. So I always feel like when Temperance comes in, whatever situation this is talking about has some kind of divine protection, divine orchestration and help. I mean, we have free will, so there's no force in it. It's just like, hey, this is meant for you. What are you going to do? But there always has to be a balance. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's finding the Goldilocks zone in a situation. That Goldilocks zone, what's just right, can change and evolve throughout a day, like a day, how you're feeling and what's going on, or it can be over a lifetime. It's taking all of those elements and finding that center point. Sometimes I think of it as somebody who can, it's kind of like a bartender. You can, or like a chef, you know, somebody who can mix different things together and elements and get the perfect like recipe for something, but also aware of the perfect recipe for one person is not going to be the same for somebody else. You know, somebody else might have a completely different taste. So this is actually you having the awareness of where you need to adjust everything to find that balance between all of your relationships and within yourself. I feel like this comes after you do this. After you put the work into something, you become so comfortable at doing this thing that you put energy into and finding balance back and forth in all situations that you're like the professional. You make something that could be very, very hard actually look easy. So it's Major Arcana number 14. It's adjustment to all the stages of your life, all the changes of relationships that you ever have and are going to have. And if you're thinking about a specific relationship, maybe it's not going to be exactly the same every time. Day to day, it's going to be different. So it's the willingness to put in the work to really learn how to create balance in every moment, every conversation, every little chance of lovey-dovey time, every getting like intelligent interaction. So conversations, or like when you're getting logical with one another. Every moment of peace, every moment of passion, every moment of crazy and situations that happen. Always finding that balance. Let's go to a different tarot and pull one card. Let's do the Happy Tarot. Yeah. Clarity on the Sun and Temperance. 3 of Pentacles. I mean, the 3 of Pentacles is like a daily energy. You have more control over this one. Whereas Temperance and the Sun are major arcana. Those are big things outside your control. It's really having something come in your world, a person or a situation where it's like they're just sunshine. It's just the sun. It's different from anything else. It's not comparable. Rose. But it's also being yourself, like your true self. Like that feels really good. Like getting to be who you really are, all the facets of you. Feeling like every single day is a blessing. One more card, clarity for the collective, please. Thank you. What is this? What is this card? All right, it's Pentacles. Oh, it's the 7 of Pentacles. It's so pretty though. It's such a happy, he's happy about the work he's doing. Usually they're all like, I'm sitting on my rake here and I'm waiting for my peaches to grow, and every day they're not sweet and ripe yet. I'm putting so much energy in. Why isn't it growing yet? What's happening? I'm getting impatient. This person looks like they are just, wasn't that a message that came through? Like persist, but still take your time. Isn't that that was this one? Somebody doesn't want to rush something. They want it to last. We're destined to be together many lifetimes. We don't need to rush this love. our love is eternal. It's always going to be there. It ain't going anywhere. But somebody, you or somebody else, is having to have a little patience on this perhaps slower than wanted journey. Waiting for these, what are they? Oh, it's not even plums or peaches. You got like candy on the tree. It's like chocolate and grapes, coins and popsicles. Oh my. There's a little scarecrow in the back. Maybe there's something that was like either protecting this relationship, or maybe like a little bit of like, whoo, not like, whoo, that was a little startling. But I'm getting more protecting. And look at this guy. Look at him. He's like, yeah, look at the work I did. So it's tending your garden. It's a little effort, you know, each day. Having patience that something will evolve in its own timing. You can't force something to grow or ripen before it is, but it's also attending it enough and putting enough energy and attention in a situation so that you don't miss your opportunity and go out there and, you know, what you're growing turns rotten. You know, you waited too long. So it's really being in the moment every single day so that you are aware when those perfect moments of sunshine come in. And having allowance for the seasons. Sometimes it's time to grow. Sometimes it's time to plant. Sometimes things need a rest. So there's fresh space for something to grow again in another season. Whatever season you're in, it's okay. Just don't force it to be summer if it's winter. Let's get one oracle card. It's something with a message. Well, we could go simple. I do have the romance angels. I don't usually end on these, but let's get one romance angel. Maybe it'll bring a little bit more depth or focus on what's going on in the romance department. I mean, you do have a couple pentacle cards. So part of this reading, even though I started it as a love reading, is about doing some work. Working on yourself first. Having patience with yourself, with the situation, and with somebody else. Something is growing. You already planted the seed somewhere. So, and it looks like there is the willingness to work together. Something already is really deep. That's not in question here. So the question is more how to really start to bring this balance into your life, into your own life, whether or not you're supposed to be together with whom you're thinking about. The key is bringing that balance and that center back to you first. Hopefully the person you're thinking about is doing the same thing. This could also be somebody you never met, but this is where they're working. This is what you're doing, and you're kind of doing the same thing without even knowing one another yet. And when you meet, you're going to recognize all this stuff. You probably have a feeling right now it is out there, but maybe it hasn't, like, you didn't really get the spark yet because you haven't really met each other. So that's possible that the information coming through is to really start to shine your own personality, your own badass, beautiful, awesome self. Live in joy and love. Start working it, you know, putting energy into your own world, but recognizing every situation you have to show a little love to everyone, your friends. Bring yourself back into balance. Take your time. There's no rushing any situation. And then maybe you're going to be ready for this deep divine thing that you already feel is out there when it comes through. One card to sum up this reading for the collective, please, and thank you. Oh, all right. Well, we're ending with a humdinger here. Let go of control issues. I mean, we're really coming right back to the beginning. And that not just a sense of commitment and compromise, but it's compromise, it's choices, it's releasing the need to have it turn out a certain way. Maybe, just maybe, because you have so much divine spiritual energy here. A connection with God, your higher self, your true soul, who you really are, and this connection with somebody else. Maybe it's even bigger than you could imagine. Maybe it's so much better. So it's okay to have some goals and have some, you know, stepping stones in mind, but maybe it's even brighter and bigger than you ever imagined heavenly possible. So allow the situation to unfold naturally. Have balance. You know when to push a little bit. You know when to hold back a little bit. Learn about those ebbs and flows. So that's reciprocal energy. If you are trying to force somebody to make a decision and or feel a certain way or do anything, you can't control somebody else. You have to allow freedom. Everybody deserves freedom. The choice and the freedom that they choose, that two people choose to be together, that they choose to trust one another, that they choose to open up to one another and allow space for the other person to go and, you know, do things that make them happy, spend time with friends, have new adventures that they want to get into. But there's always that sense that the sunshine and who is their home, who their soul is really connected to, is always going to be there. It's always going to be that one. So I feel like some of you need to release worry energy or pushy energy, or, you know, trying so hard to manifest something a certain way on a certain agenda. Maybe it's not going to be like that at all. Maybe it's, you don't even have to go over those mountains. Maybe you're going to be directed around on this beautiful, different journey. The back road you never even thought of or explored before. That's pretty cool, actually. It's the spirit of allowance. I feel like that was a nice summary. What are we at? Let's do one oracle card that has like a message, like a book thing. But what do I have? Unless I don't have any. In which case, maybe we have our reading. I do. I have the power deck. Let's use this one. Let's get one card, clarity on letting go of control issues. I mean, that's hard if you have a powerful, like, personality. You have a lot of masculine energy in you. You're maybe the provider, or, you know, in a situation where you could even be like the nurturer, you know, and you really want the best for everyone. Like, your intentions are actually pretty pure. And they're on the, you know, the right, they're coming from the, like, the right place in your heart. But if you're always kind of a little bit of a control freak, sometimes you do have to just let, you know, somebody else take the wheel. Somebody else have a little bit of space. So it could be just a good conversation that resolves that situation. Understanding everybody has free will, but sometimes we don't know why people do something. We need it explained so it makes sense. Maybe you need to explain something. Why you feel like you have to do this in a certain thing. Maybe it's because it causes you to worry, or because it causes you anxiety over here when you don't know something over there. Maybe just a simple conversation can, like, resolve that. Say, hey, everything is cool that you do, but just send me a text. Send me a little text-a-roo. I know you're good. I'll be doing my thing over here and I won't be in worry land. Like something little like that. One card, clarity of letting control issues go, bringing your whole life back into balance and harmony, putting a little more effort into something in your everyday world, starting to really feel like yourself, or feeling so blessed that somebody sees the real you, knowing that the seeds you've already planted or are going to plant will grow. Have patience. Maybe learning here that somebody else feels this amazing spark, like you're a miracle dropped into somebody's life. Even if they can't be around you right now, they're just hoping that you meet in dreamland. They're hoping you're looking at the same moon, possibly the exact same star, but they know you're under the same sky. Maybe that's enough for right now. One card, clarity, please. Focus. This big shell looks almost like a house, kind of like standing upright out of the, interesting because it's coming out of the water, but it doesn't look like it's a ocean. It almost looks like a lake because of the stones that are in here. There's the big mountain behind. Maybe something was kind of hiding. Something is coming out of its shell. 34, focus, and it's the north and white. Much of what you see in life is an agreement that something is in fact true. To develop power, focus on one aspect of your life. This could be career, a sport, or an endeavor that you have passion about. Become an expert in the process of, that's what I said. Didn't I say that about the, that's what I said about the temperance. When you put it in, you become the professional, but that's like a parable. The professional, the person that takes something. I'm just going to show it. I'm not going to read the card, but I lift this up and the Two of Cups was underneath here. Look at that kiss. So that's a partnership. Wow. This card is really like, they're really gentle cards, but it looks like a really passionate kiss. So that is a partnership. I'm going to put it back. That just fell out from underneath. But the professional, what did it say here? The expert. Putting the work into something so it can get into balance. In the process of becoming an expert, you fine-tune your whole being. You collect the important parts of yourself and you begin to live the life of a warrior. You rid yourself of attitudes that are not essential to your task. It's collecting your energy and your focus, your power on wondrous and magical arts. Let the shell of your consciousness rise out of the ocean of your subconscious mind. Ooh. So the shell. Don't get in your own head. Don't get in your own way. If there's something deeper in there, allow that to work together. It's just a matter of focus. My funny glasses. So it starts with, you know, whatever you're focused on. Let's just say it's partnership. Let's say it's work. Let's say it's like friendships or whatever. Maybe like look at some things on YouTube. Read some books about relationships, on love languages, on self-care, on something you're actually interested and passionate about, and start to dive into that endeavor. Start to have something beautiful and sparkly on your own, so you're offering the best of yourself when somebody else comes along. That if you want to work on being a partner, are you really a good partner? Do you know enough about yourself and who you are? These are things that you could always learn. We can always learn more, whatever it is you're interested in. But learning more about something that you are thinking about and passionate about in your life is going to bring you into balance, because if it's in there, it's inside of you, you want it to be a path that you move towards. So learn a little bit more about it. You're being drawn with that sunshine to go a specific direction. And along that path, whatever it is, I mean, you're going to be sparkly. You're going to feel more and more like yourself. Like something is your destiny. I hope this reading was helpful for you guys. I hope it brought you a little bit of clarity. Maybe it was different situations. Maybe it was, you know, some of you had one thing you connected, some the whole reading. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself either way. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. And I will see you soon.